Hello everyone and welcome back. First of all, I want to thank my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your likes, your comments, and for watching the videos in general. Today's video is about the ketosis process. I'm back to that conversation. As you know, it's not only about ketosis, it's about our well-being in general, helping our body do what it was meant to do. I just got back from having a conversation with my amazing friend Rebecca, and I am going to share that conversation with you. Hey Rebecca.
Hi.
Thank you for coming back and continuing the conversation about ketone.
Thanks for having me. I always like to talk to you, Joanne.
Thanks.
How is your keto journey going?
Well, it's going well. It has been now almost a year.
Has it?
Yes.
Wow.
But I can say the last time we talked, I told you about my problem with not getting enough iron in my system because of the caffeine that I was absorbing in drinking too much coffee, and the feelings that I had, like feeling jittery and heart racing. Those things, I mean, they told me that coffee wasn't that good for me, or I was doing too much coffee to sustain energy. So since then, I will tell you, I do not have that desire to drink coffee, like it's not in my mind. I made a video about that. But and not only that, I can go for a long time not drinking coffee. If I want a cup of coffee, I can choose to have it. But it's not like I have to. It's controlling me instead of me controlling what I do. But another great experience I had, it just the beginning of my summer. I wanted to go to, I had a trip to make in Florida. As you know, I wanted to go to the conference. And in the meantime, I had some family situation and I had to go to Haiti. So the trip became longer and longer. So I needed a lot of energy to be able to do everything that I wanted. So my trip started from here, and I had to drive like 16 hours all the way to Orlando with a stop in Jacksonville. Now my routine, that's not something new. I do that every year, and sometimes twice a year. But to be able to drive that long road, I will have lots of coffee, lots of Sprite. But this time I didn't have any of those. I didn't have that, um, you know, desire to drink coffee for energy and to stay awake and do the driving. So, but I had my drink, my ketone with me, and it went wonderfully.
That's awesome. I mean, I wish I had had ketones to drink when my kids were younger because we used to drive back and forth to Orlando. We'd take them to Disney World, and we would go to the gas stations and get those huge, big gulps of soda just to try to stay awake and alert. When you drink that much, then you have to stop and go to the bathroom, and then you get
Yes.
another one. And so it was this
Yes.
vicious cycle.
That's what it used to be for me, but let me tell you what happened. We made 2 stops to get gas and use the bathroom. We didn't stop to do fast food, and it's amazing how my kids are picking up on my
Your
habits.
habits.
They pack up the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, take it in the car, That's the only thing they ate for the whole trip. Nobody asked me for fast food.
Oh, wow,
We
that's
didn't do it
awesome.
at all. So 2 stops until we get to Jacksonville. We ate with family, and then we did the rest of the driving all the way to Orlando.
Yeah. I really wish we'd had it when my kids were younger. It would have made a huge difference for
Uh,
our car trips.
okay, Rebecca. Um, Now I noticed something. On that trip, I didn't have any coffee, so I didn't have any caffeine. I just had my ketone drink, and I had enough energy. I was alert the whole time until I made it there. What made that happen? I thought caffeine will give me the energy, but that one I was drinking didn't have any caffeine and it still worked.
That's a great question, and it's actually one that a lot of people ask because so many of us are dependent on things with caffeine for energy, whether it's soda or coffee. People need that to get through the day, but caffeine is a stimulant. That's why you experience the heart racing, or you might feel jittery or nervous with caffeine. But when you drink a keto drink, you can get that with or without caffeine, but the energy in both comes from the ketone itself.
Ah,
It's
I
an
see.
actual energy source. So it's not a stimulant like caffeine is.
Okay.
So you get the great natural energy without the side effects of being jittery or having heart racing.
I was wondering because people will either do coffee, lots of coffee, or they drink that energy drink. Or I did it one time, and I know because I was working at night, and I was feeling,
Drowsy.
I needed that energy, and I drank one, and I know to never do that. And I still see people doing that, thinking that ca- caffeine will give them energy. So they drink it more and more and more. So,
Yeah. And the bad thing is, like you said, they drink it more and more. They need more of that stimulant to get more energy. So their problem actually gets worse instead of getting better. And then people are relying on these energy drinks or the energy shots or coffee to get through their day and their evening. And then sometimes they're finding it difficult to fall asleep at night.
oh, yeah.
So then their sleep is impaired. So the next day, guess what? They're more tired.
That's exactly what happened to me, actually. I went with no sleep for 72 hours. I'm not kidding.
That's terrible.
And I had to go back to work, and I was about to pass out because I couldn't control myself. The time that I wanted to sleep, I couldn't, and it was already time to go back to work. So I got up and go to work. Okay, Rebecca, I have a question for you that is in some people's mind, but I'm going to ask for them.
Okay.
So, when people hear keto, it doesn't matter if it is the diet or the drink. What comes to their mind is fat loss. And for us, I think with the conversation that we're having around the ketone, it's more about experiencing ketosis. Why does it matter that we experience ketosis?
Well, a lot of people are attracted to keto, either the diet or the drink or both, because it's been demonstrated to help people experience fat loss. So a lot of people are attracted to the conversation for that reason. But in my opinion, the real reason that we want to get into ketosis is because our bodies were actually designed to run on ketones for energy. It's just that our Western diet prevents us from getting into that state. But babies are born in ketosis when they're breastfed. The breast milk keeps them in ketosis. It's just when we start to introduce our way of eating that knocks us out. But ketosis not only can help you burn fat for fuel and keep your weight in check, it also gives you amazing mental focus and clarity. So it's really good for your brain, and a lot of people don't realize that they need it until they have it and they experience life with ketones. Some people describe it as having a fog lifted. If you've ever heard of anybody said they have a brain fog. So when they drink ketones or they get their body to produce ketones through a keto diet, they suddenly get that mental clarity and focus that we were designed to have and to operate on.
Yeah, I will say, I mean, I have people in my country that experience ketosis. They don't even know. I mean, that's not like they have to know about ketosis or the science behind it. It was just their way of living because it was the natural way of eating. They eat in the morning, they go do their work, hard work sometimes for the whole day, and when they come back home, they eat. So these people tend to be healthy. They eat natural food and they eat natural ways.
And they don't eat every 2 hours.
No,
In
because
this-
it's not available either. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh, we're smart, we know how to eat well.
that's just their way of
It's
life.
just the way of life there.
But they're naturally getting their bodies into ketosis because they're eating in shorter periods of time.
Now, can you tell me how you know when you are in ketosis?
Well, I can tell you how I know. I know because of the way I feel. When I drink my ketones, my brain comes alive and I have great energy and appetite control. So I can actually tell myself. Now, you can test it with a blood test. You can
Yeah.
test it with a breath test. You can test it even with some urine strips. So there are ways that you can actually test it. But people who are used to going in and out of ketosis can tell when they're in that sweet spot because they feel on, like their body is fueled like it's supposed to be.
Okay, so how long? Well, I like better the feeling it than testing it. So, how long after you drink your ketone drink that you feel like you're in that stage?
It really depends on what my day looks like. Because I'm a fitness instructor, some days I'm a lot more physically active because sometimes I teach 4 classes in a row. So I will burn through my ketone drink, that energy, more quickly because I'm being very physical. So if I have a busy day like that, I'll drink a second drink in the afternoon, maybe a little bit earlier than I would. So it really depends on what you're eating and what your activity level is. But for me, I've been drinking it for 3.5 years. So I know when I'm starting to feel that dip in energy that I need to get my ketone level back up.
I see. So, do you experience ketosis every day since you drink it every day?
Absolutely. I have not gone a day without drinking it in over 3.5 years because I don't want to go back to how I used to feel.
Okay, that sounds good. Maybe last question.
Okay.
Well, we have many people, they acknowledge that they don't eat well, but they want to use ketone drink because they don't want to do the diet. It is too strict. We get that. We get that. So, what can they benefit from drinking ketone drink?
Okay. Well, first of all, if you're out there and you don't eat healthy, you absolutely need to be drinking ketones.
Oh, yeah?
Because that's the only way that your body can get that fuel source. If you don't eat a keto lifestyle, your body is not making ketones, so the only way you can get it is to ingest it by drinking it. So to me, if your diet is poor, it's even more important for you to drink ketones to give your body that premium fuel. But what I will tell you as well, the longer people drink a keto supplement and more consistently, the more their diet will naturally migrate to a healthier diet. Even those people that say, I am not changing my diet.
Yeah. See, I don't follow a diet. I eat mindfully. That's what I would say. But I think there was a time I started to eat not in a good way. I thought that I ate too frequently, which is not my normal and natural way of eating. But when I started to do ketone, I got back to my natural way of eating with my normal schedule. Not that it is a strict schedule, it's the way I was raised. So I got back to it, and I'm happy to be back and not feeling like I am needing or missing out on anything. It's just natural for me, and I'm really happy with that.
That's awesome. I mean, what I tell people is ketone supplements are a tool. It's just a tool that you can use. For me, it gives me great appetite control. It gives me great mental clarity. It gives me great energy. So when I feel good, I'm not looking to go to a vending machine and get candy or a soda to get me through my day. And so it helps me make better choices all throughout the day. And it's really funny to watch because there are some people who are adamant that they will not give up their Mountain Dew. They will not change their way of eating. And I said, that's fine. Just incorporate this into your lifestyle. At least give your body that premium fuel. And they do it. But if they drink it consistently, they call me. I go, you know what? It's been 3 weeks since I've had a Mountain Dew. That's awesome.
It is awesome. Well, thank you, Rebecca. You are awesome.
Oh, thanks. I always like talking to you, Joanne. Thanks for having me.
We will talk more, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet and hit the notification icon so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Thank you again for watching. See you next time.